All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's go over the major two announcements, and that is the LG G5 and the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. So let's go over these two devices, and I will do a separate video just in depth on them, a little bit more so. So if you want to know more about these devices, then just stay tuned for that, and we'll go more in depth in that video. Alright, so for this one, let's just grab this over here so I can actually see it. Alright, for this one, we can actually see that the G5 is going to be a really interesting device, and it has some really interesting quirks. First of all, you have all metal design, so that's something that a lot of people have been wanting from LG for a long time. But LG did point out that, of course, they kept still the unibody design, which is really great because it's something that to be able to keep the unibody design and expandability is pretty, unheard of really compared to a lot of other manufacturers, and LG did it. So we have this nifty designs and nifty things, with their always on display, and I'll explain because always on display is a big thing since both the two new phones have it, but Samsung does do it better, and I'll explain why in future videos. But so with this, they did this whole thing, and they have this whole weird cat. I don't know why they have this cat that looks like a ripoff of like the Android Central, Android Authority logo, but they have them. And so yeah, life is good kind of thing, and they have like all these like little things. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that little logo. That looks like a blatant copy. Um, but here's the thing. So for one, you have different things about this phone. Like you have a wide zoom, a wide angle, wider than most because you have a 16, I believe it's a 16 megapixel and 8 megapixel. We'll go over the specs in a second. But so you have those two. But the big thing about this phone is the modular design. So what I mean by that is you can actually take out the battery, put on a new battery, and you can also do that with different things as we went over here. So you have a camera grip, and you have something no one will ever buy, which is for audiophiles. No one's going to buy this. This will never sell. The camera one is a good seller because it has an extended battery life, as well as it has a good grip to it to take better photos. This one I would buy myself. This one I will not buy. I don't know anyone who would buy because everything is now through wireless. No one does wired anymore, or at least just not with those kind of. It to me, it's not going to sell. I mean, kudos to LG if it really pulls off, but I don't see that one selling at all. The camera modulation definitely will sell. So now that we have that out of the way, we also have, of course, some different photo features it has. So you have this kind of like two-in-one photo, which is very much like an Instagram-ish kind of style. And you have another one over here, which is like, again, a bubble within a photo. So very, all this kind of like Instagram, social media-centric stuff. And then this is the field of view that you have. You have 135 degrees of view, which I think they said the human eye can only do about 125 or 126. So this actually has a wider view than even we normally have. So when you're looking side by side, your field of view is not as big as this device. So you get to really have a huge amount in the picture. Now, my main concern with this is with the front-facing dual camera that LG had with the V10. It did have a bubble effect when I used that for a wide selfie. So I'm hoping this one will not, and that's my main concern with it, is will it have a bubble effect? And I kind of feel that it will, just because if you look at this photo alone, it kind of curves. And I don't like fisheye. I like wide angle, not fisheye. So it's interesting to see how this will turn out. It is supposed to be much brighter outside, which is something that LCDs have had a lot of issues with. So it's 800 nits, a lot brighter than the previous LG G4. So that's another standout for it. Again, it will have an always-on display, and it uses its technology that it has in TVs, but it's with localized dimming and localized brightening. But the problem with this is that you do not have as good of a quality as an LED does, and this is still LCD, and that's why it's not going to really be as effective as we would want it to. All right, and then let's get into the other big device, right? That was announced, and that is, of course, yeah, I'll go again. I'll go more in depth with all the LG features on another video. So the S7 and S7 Edge, really just a lot of different things. So first of all, you have a dual pixel technology. So let me explain. Basically, you have two layers of 12 megapixels. So two sensors instead of one. Basically, you're using the sensor entirely on its own, and all the sensor is working on focus and contrast. Before, with the S5, you only had a contrast focus, and on the S6, you had basically more phase detection focus, but it wouldn't do it as quickly. It would be quick, but it wouldn't be clear and precise. This brings basically both of them together, so you have that ability for it. Um, and it really is something that you have to see to believe, because the low light on this phone is quite amazing, and as you know, I do have it. If you haven't checked out the first S7 videos we posted, make sure to check those out, because we'll keep getting more of them. So yeah, lots of more videos to come with the S7. In terms of the chip performance, you have the Snapdragon 820 in the US, you have the Exynos 88090, I believe. Yes, 88090 in the overseas. A much better graphics card, but more so because of the system it uses, so it's really impressive in the system it uses. DDR4, 4 gigs of RAM, so a lot faster compared to that. It is IP68, so you should be able to go in water 1 hour for 5 feet. I know they're saying 30 minutes, but it really should be an hour. They're probably just trying to cover themselves up. You are going to get a USB adapter in the box now, which when you first turn on your phone, it will ask you, are you transferring from an old phone? If it is a Samsung or an iPhone, it'll bring everything over direct connection with this adapter. Much larger battery, which has already been amazing. So battery life is something we're currently testing right now, and it's so far looking great. UX, more modems, of course. Always on display for here is more important because it's an LED. So just to give you a brief summary of why this one is superior, it's just this. With LED, you have a much better energy efficiency, meaning that while LG at 10 hours drains 8% of your battery, the Samsung version at 10 hours is less than 5%. And actually, that's 10 and a half hours. So it really is just a much better solution in comparison. And overall, it is just a lot better. And it does have liquid cooling in it. I think this is really cool, the fact that we have liquid cooling built into our phones now. I don't even have liquid cooling on my custom built desktop, and I have liquid cooling on my new smartphone, so I really like that. And of course, the big thing is a micro SD card. Now, micro SD is going to be very particular, as I have found out personally. You cannot put in a very slow micro SD card, or the phone will just not work. In our review unit, we actually put a slower micro SD card, and it almost took a full minute after tapping the gallery for the gallery to actually open. A full minute. So it was a huge delay, and I was like, okay, we need to upgrade our memory cards in the studio. So we upgraded the memory cards. I actually got the Samsung one because I figure why not get that one. I got the Pro Plus, and that one works fine now. But it's just something to definitely look out for when looking at your memory cards. You want a 90 megabits per second memory card. The slowest recommended, from what we've been told, is 40 megabits per second. So make sure that you know that going in. All right, and then let's just go briefly over the Samsung system. Actually, we'll go over that in the full video breakdown. HTC Vive. There was another announcement today, and it was a big one. HTC Vive will cost $799. That is huge. I mean, you're talking about this is a higher cost than the Oculus Rift, and now it brings up everyone's attention. All eyes for VR is on PlayStation, because if PlayStation can undercut both Oculus and HTC, they will win the VR wars. It's just that simple. Oculus Rift, I mean, had the biggest advantage going in, But it seems like now, if this is all they're gonna have for, what I think Oculus Rift was 599. Yeah, Oculus Rift was 599, right? So even though the Oculus Rift will have 599, this one will go for 799. However, there's one important thing to note, and that is that the Vive comes with the controllers. So you get the two motion controllers as part of the 799. Pre-orders will begin in 8 days on February 29th. And you will be getting it as soon as April. I don't know, guys. I was all gung ho to buy the HTC Vive when it came out. I don't know if I'll buy it at launch anymore, just because that's a very costly product, and I'm just not sure. I'm not sure it's worth it at this point. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about this? I just think it's really just not where it needs to be in terms of price point. I think if this is the price of VR, then VR will not succeed this year, because people are just not going to buy this for that price. I mean, you have a person like me that, this is a tax write-off for me if I buy it, and I still don't know if I want to spend this much money on it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What is the right price for VR for you? What is the price that you would buy? Okay, that's a good price. I will buy it at this price. What is the price point for you to buy a virtual reality system? In other news, we do have some other things that did happen, of course, this week, and that is the first is the LG Stylus 2 was announced. So regular, it's supposed to be a great price point. This will probably come to the same two T-Mobile and Metro that it did before for the Stylus 1. Stylus 2, just a better overall design, and it will be probably a better device. So we'll hopefully see some good things about it. Samsung also quietly announced a connected car solution. So basically, this is a really great thing to find your car, and it should be coming out in the second quarter in the US. So really interesting to see. Again, this just kind of is everything for your car. So diagnostics. So if something's wrong with your car, and your car has this receiver port, which almost every car since I think it was the 90s has this port. As you put it in, and basically it connect and let you know what's going on with it. It's really great. I actually definitely am all for this, because you can tell what's going on with your car. Mechanics can't lie to you or BS you about what needs to be worked on your car, because if the computer system isn't telling your car that this needs to be changed, then it's not gonna need to be changed. And this is in terms of engine and vehicle maintenance, not necessarily things like filters, oil change, little things like that are not mandated by this part of the vehicle. But really great for that purpose. Not to mention that you can always find your car now too as well. So a lot of good can come of this. And then finally, just letting you guys know about Samsung's current promotion for Samsung Pay. If you do if you do sign up for Samsung Pay right now, you do get free headphones. So if you haven't signed up for Samsung Pay, sign up for it now, and then you get some nice, cool headphones. All right. Now, we did not have time to pull, just because I knew this part would go much longer. I did not pull all these different questions for the week, so we'll just get right into the comment section. So if you're watching live and you have a question, just feel free to ask in the comment section down below. Again, we will take questions next week again as normal, but unfortunately, just because of the fact that we had all of this going on with MWC, just did not have the time to go over it. Still have a lot of videos to record tonight, so they are coming for sure. Okay. Let's scroll up and see what the last ones are here. Please go over S6 Edge Plus problems. What problems are you having with the S6 Edge Plus? I don't have any problems with mine, but obviously that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have it with yours. So let me know what the problems are, and I'll try to see if I can fix it in any way. What will the price be on the S7? So AT&T has already revealed the price on their next plan, and as it stands, it breaks down to about 695 with the next plan on AT&T for the S7, and the S7 Edge will most likely be $100 more than that. As soon as we get official pricing will come out in 2 days on the 23rd, as all carriers in the U.S. will start pre-orders on the 23rd. So stay tuned. Um, do you think you will like the S7 or the G5 better? Well, I have a little bit of a skewed preference right now, simply because LG has not yet sent me their review unit for the G5, but Samsung has already sent me their review unit for the S7. And thus far, I do indeed love the S7. It is a really great device, and really great overall. Would I leave my Note 5 for it? No. But for the S7 Edge, I am. So I myself am going to upgrade my daily driver, which is currently the Note 5, and I will update it for the S7 Edge and give that a try. Let's see how it goes, and I'll still have my secondary Note 5 if need be, if it doesn't work out. So yeah, very excited for it, but will it be the daily driver from now on? We'll have to wait and see. Good day, sir. I emailed you too many times. Still no reply. Please tell me, how can I get 3D movies on the Gear VR Note 5 edition? I can watch 360, but not 3D. So to get a 3D movie on your Gear VR, you just download a 3D movie and you put it into the DCIM folder on your phone. Once you have it in the DCIM folder on your Note 5, you go into you plug in the phone, and then you go to Oculus Video, which is the cinematic experience for Oculus, or for the Gear VR. And then once you're in there, all you have to do is simply go to My Videos and load the video, and I believe now you have to select it as a preference of how you want to see it. So something like the settings, or holding it down on that video for a second, and then choosing that it's a 3D video, and then it goes on. Before, it just automatically recognized it was a 3D video and then upload, and then went that way. But now you have to do that. And I've done that with like Guardians of the Galaxy. I had a 3D version of that one, and I watched it in there, and like when he kicked the thing, it was some kind of like rat or space thing or whatever, whatever space vermin, basically. He kicked it and it went like outside of the screen. So it was a pretty cool experience, especially if you have a controller, because if you have a controller on the Oculus Video, you can actually move your seat to the front row, and then it really kind of pops out at you. I have 1,500 to spend on tech. I'm thinking about getting a desktop DIY, a smartphone. Do I get the S7, my dream phone, and spend roughly 800 on my desktop, or buy a OnePlus 3, probably around $400, and spend 1,100 on desktop? Ooh, that's rough. It's rough. That's a hard choice, man. That really is a hard choice, Eric. So you have 1,500 to play with, right? Should you spend less on your smartphone, less on your desktop? That's always a hard choice. Personally, this is how I work and how I think. You might not feel this way, but how I usually go about this is I will buy the one that I need more now. So say if that's the S7, if you need a smartphone more now, or if you need a desktop more now, spend the money on that now, and then hold off on buying the next product until you have the money for it. Do it that way. That's what I recommend personally, just because both are investments, and both are things that I would recommend not kind of skimping on, because they're investments that you're going to be with. I mean, your desktop you're going to be with for longer, So overall, I would spend more money on the desktop if I had to choose, because you know the desktop you should have for what, 4 years, 5 years, whereas the phone you might have for 1 year, 2 year. So just from an investment standpoint, I would pick the desktop overall. However, personally, I would buy what I need more importantly now. And then, especially with a custom built desktop, I mean, you're buying the parts over time. At least you can, you know. You can buy the motherboard, you can buy the processor. Just buy those two, save up some more money, get the graphics card, get the RAM, get the case, whatever you know you need to get, and you can build it over time. But that's what I would recommend personally. Is I would try to save up for both over a longer period of time than getting both right now. And I mean, it sounds like you might wait anyway because the OnePlus 3 isn't out yet, so we'll see when it does come out. But yeah, that would be what I would recommend. Uh, will you be getting the S7 Edge? Yes, I will be getting the S7 Edge. I've already confirmed that we will be getting the S7 Edge soon. Whoa, a lot of questions popped up all of a sudden. Okay. How I wish Samsung could take some idea from the new G5. The phone, not really beautiful. It is innovative in a clever way, doing with removable battery. Put into some. Okay, so yeah, you know, you wish that it could be the, you know, that Samsung would do a modular design. The G5, I'm actually very impressed by the G5's modular design. It's something that I didn't expect, but it's creative and smart. However, I'm a techie, so while I would use it, I don't know if the general public is ready for a modular device. I think that's a bit too intimidating. We'll have to wait and see. But for me, I'm worried that this might again go into too much of the problem LG has had, where they go more for the techies than the mainstream. Samsung does sell more not only because, you know, of its brand recognition and everything like that, but it caters towards the mainstream. It caters towards the general public. LG catered towards the techies last year with their manual photo controls and their manual video controls that less than 5% of consumers care about. Or whatever use. So that's the problem that LG had last year, and I hope that they don't face that same issue this year. I love the concept, but if they execute it or not will depend on their marketing. Marshmallow Note 5, WTF. Yeah. As you guys know, if you guys have watched Android Weekly at all, every week, someone asks me, when is my Note 5? When is my Edge Plus? When is my Note 4? All these different devices are going to get Marshmallow. Apparently, there is actually some issues with the Note 5 and Marshmallow, so no, it's not coming yet. And like I said, the earliest I expect Marshmallow is April on the Note 5. Sucks, I know, but that's the earliest I expect it now. What color S7 and Edge is everyone interested in getting? What color do you prefer? Different people are saying black. There is no white in the US. So just so you know, there is no Galaxy S7 white in the US. It will only be the silver, or I don't know if they're calling it the silver or platinum or whatever color that Samsung's calling it. There will be no white phone though. The S7 in the US will come in black and in gold. The S7 Edge will come in black, gold, and silver. So those are the three colors for the Edge and the two colors for the S7. I'm leaning towards the gray or black, but I'm worried the gray will be reflective, effectively viewing directly at sunlight. What do you think? So here's the thing with the S7. It's actually more of a matted finish on here. I know you can't tell because obviously the screen is so reflective, but definitely from the side, it's much more of a matte finish, and you can still see my reflection because there's so much light. But it is more of a matte finish compared to the S6. And here you can't tell it as much, but or it's just not that something's in the reflection. But yeah, overall, it's just not as reflective as the S6 was. So that is important to note. Will Samsung ever do a battery thing like LG did with the G5? I'm not sure. Um, from what I know, they can't remove the battery because of Samsung Pay. The MST technology requires it to be on the back. So that's why we're not seeing it this time. Whether that can be solved or not is a different thing. Can't believe Samsung S7 is using 4:3 aspect ratio for 12 megapixels. So disappointed. I still want this, but I still want this phone. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Whoa. Hey guys, can you still see the live stream? Let me know in the comment section down below, because on my side, it's saying that it has some issues. Oh, but it looks like it just might have been my preview for it. It looks like the stream is still going okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so as what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so the 4:3 ratio, it's actually the same amount of megapixels as the S6, because basically it was 16:9 before, so the 12 megapixel is literally just a cutoff of 16:9 to 4:3. So exact same megapixels as the S6, but the dual pixel is very impressive and it destroys the S6 in low light, and overall color reproduction is so much better. The focus is really crazy. I mean, honestly, with this phone, you really can take about 3 seconds to take a photo. You just double tap, take it, and that's it. It's just, and it's always in focus. So really good on Samsung's part to do that. I mean, very impressive on just how quick they got it to work. So very quick and just really seamless in just how quick you can do it immediately. So yeah. Sorry, I just put an SD card in there and now it's asking me like, oh, you have an SD card. Do you want us to move everything there? No. So S7 would have been amazing with a design change. Yeah, they didn't change the design much, but I mean that's kind of Samsung's MO, right? I mean they have, the S4 and the S5 looked almost identical. So this time the S6 and S7 will, and the S8 will probably be the big revamp for design. Um, which phone is which phone has the best camera? S7, S7 Edge, or G5? So there is no difference whatsoever between the S7 and S7 Edge camera. However, really what it's going to come down to is the S7 versus the G5. I don't know because I do not have the G5. We will, of course, have a camera comparison between those two smartphones. So definitely that was something that we'll have in the future. All right. $200 is a good for VR unit, not worth any more than that. I see VR as useful as 3D TVs, don't you think? I actually do think it's more. I would actually say the perfect price for a VR system with the controllers is $400. That would be mine. And I asked you guys, so I did want your guys' opinion to it. But yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, we just have to block another user. Seems like every week I'm blocking a user now. Sorry about that. Just always have to block users. Wow. Sorry, this was going on. Okay, done with that. So I would say $400 is my idea of a fair price for a virtual reality system, um, and I hope that's what the PlayStation VR is. I really think that that would be a great price for PlayStation VR, and they will effectively undercut Oculus Rift and HTC Vive if they do that price point. I bought the Gear S2 thanks to you. When will Samsung Pay be available for it? That's a good answer, or sorry, good question. They didn't address it at all today. So yeah, Samsung's fucking up. Samsung is fucking up with Samsung Pay on the Gear S2. I feel like they always under deliver when it comes to their watches. Like, if they really paid more attention, their watch would destroy every other smartwatch. Because as it stands, it's really better in a lot of ways than every smartwatch on the market. But it just doesn't stay there because, well, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this. Little things that if they would fix, they would be the best smartwatch on the market, but they don't have them, so therefore they're not. Um, I'm a little late to the show, but any news on the S7 processor? The S7 processor is a Snapdragon 820 in the US, and it's both of them are octa-cores, and the international version is the Exynos 88090, sorry, 8890. So those are the two processors. Both of them are octa-cores. Just one will be international, one will be in the US. Important to note that Samsung will make both of those processors. Samsung is making Qualcomm's high-end processor now, and the 820 version that they're making is supposed to be better, but we'll see when we get the G5 and the S7 US variant, and compare benchmarks wise and see if one really is better overall. Does the S7 have live streaming, and will you use it? I have not checked that actually. Believe it or not, I just kind of gave up on it. So it does have live broadcasting. I have to see though if they have gotten over the issue that YouTubers had, and see if that is now a non-issue. If it is an issue, then obviously I won't be using it. Is S-Beam only available on Samsung devices? Can other Android like LG do it? So there is Android Beam, and then there is S-Beam. Those are two different things. Android Beam can only do smaller files through Android Beam, whereas S-Beam can do big files. And it does this through Wi-Fi Direct typically, although now Samsung's protocol is to first go through Bluetooth, which is a piece of crap. So it's more so the importance of, like, all of these devices have NFC, right? Well, almost all of them. I think the OnePlus 2 was one of the dumb phones that got rid of it last year. But all these devices have NFC, so all of them can tap back to back, and you can send things like web pages, Google Maps, YouTube video links, any kind of web link really, contact information, all that is NFC based, and that's Android Beam. However, for sending over like 10 photos or one video with just a tap, that is really only consistently done well on Samsung devices. LG has had it and then taken it away on some devices. Same thing with HTC as well. So nothing just as prevalent as that. No S7 Edge Plus. Well, the S7 Edge is an S7 Edge Plus, but they're just calling it the S7 Edge. So that's it. The S7 Edge is basically the S7 Edge Plus, which I was right. I was wrong about one thing, guys. If you remember last week, I went over my predictions for the S7. One thing I was wrong about was the Type-C connection. So the S7 and S7 Edge do not have a Type-C connection. The G5 does, which I did predict correctly. But out of, I think, 8 things or 7 things that I predicted, I only got one wrong. Everything else was correct. So there you go. Where's Marshmallow on the Note 5? Yeah, we already went over that. Hi, Ricky. Does the S7 Edge will run the Gear VR Consumer Edition or will they have a new VR for the S7? So that's a very good question and a great segue into what I just talked about. The reason Samsung has told me why they didn't move to Type C is because they didn't want a new Gear VR yet. So, because of that, they didn't want a new Gear VR yet. They ended up going with the regular USB micro USB. So it can use the same Gear VR. So yeah. So it can use the same Gear VR. So the S7 and S7 Edge fit perfectly in the Gear VR. So there you go. Will the S7 Edge have more features than the S6 Edge? Yes. A few. Basically, now you can do things like use a flashlight, a compass. You can do quick actions, which I like a lot more. They're calling it task. But basically, the idea is that, when I wanted to call someone, I could just tap a button on my screen and then just call, and it's calling now. So because of that, it just immediately starts calling, and with that ability to do that, it just calls instantly, and there you have it. So I wanted that because I don't like the People Edge thing because I have to tap it and then go to another thing. I just rather go to my home screen and then just go quickly. So I found it too slow with the app launcher and the Note. We'll see if this one will work better. Will the S7 Edge Plus debut with the Note 6? I think they should showcase the Note 6 alone. There's no Plus. The Plus is scrapped. There will be no S7 Plus. It is only the S7 Edge. And what will be debuted with the Note 5? With the Note 6. If you've been watching the last few weeks, my prediction is that we're going to finally get a bendable screen device from Samsung, and that's what's going to launch with the Note 6 in August, most likely. My guess is August. I mean, they sold so many more Notes because it came out in August, so I think they'll do that. Love your Hulk theme. Yeah, I love it. It's pretty cool. And yes, I did block that guy already. And I did block him, but yeah, unfortunately, we just get some really bad people here it seems like every week now, guys. I'm really sorry. I did already block this person, but then they signed into a new account, and yeah. So, sorry, I blocked someone and they came back, and just some horrible things here. Sorry, it's only me, so I have to remove all this stupid shit they... Jesus Christ. Sorry, I had to take all this crap that they put on there. Okay. Now, let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Sorry, it seems like every week we've had some douchebag with all this kind of stuff. Alright, what's up, man? How you been? Hey, I've been doing good, Guillermo. Are you looking forward to the Gear S2 Classic for T-Mobile? I am. I'm actually debating if I'm going to sell my regular Gear S2 to get the Classic one. Even though I have a Classic, I have a Bluetooth Classic. I'm just debating. I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating on that right now. I don't think I should really do it because it'll be another $5 a month, or it'll be the same price point. We'll see. I'm curious. Um, hey, just joined. Have I've been having so much edge. I've been having so much edge for this year. Should I get the S7 Edge? The S7 Edge is amazing. I am personally going to trade my Note 5 64 gig in for the S7 Edge and see if I can make it my daily driver. Will it end up working out? We'll have to see, but I'm going to try. Why is the S7 Edge bigger than the S7? Uh, it's simply because of the fact that with this, oh my god, again, sorry, this person just keeps making a new profile over and over again as I block them. Uh, um, so you guys are asking a lot of questions though too, so just have to get back in the same place that I was to try to get everyone's question. Okay, so why is the S7 Edge bigger than the S7? I think it's a genius idea to be honest, because I did not see the S7, or sorry, rather the S6 Edge as worth $100 more compared to the S6. It really wasn't worth it. But $100 more for a bigger battery, bigger screen, that's worth it. That's worth it. You're going to give me almost a 2-day battery life with the Edge, and you're going to give me a bigger screen. That's worth it. That's more worth it. So I think that's what they should have done last year, to be honest, and they did it this year, and I commend them for that. Uh, yeah, and obviously it's easier to take advantage of when it's a bigger screen. Like Eric said, that's a good point. I hope the Note 6 comes with 64 and 128. What do you think? I think it'll come with 64. Do I know that? Well, it's me. Um, yeah, I think it'll come with 64 gig. But I think Samsung is on going to be on this thing where they want to keep one SKU for storage. 64 gig. It's going to be a thing. Can you do one video just on the Edge screen functionality tips and tricks? I need a reason to buy the Edge over the regular. Yeah, I will do a video on the Edge screen and all of its functions as soon as we get it in the studio. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and my lease is almost paid off. Is it worth it switching back to Android to get this S7 Edge? Well, compared to your iPhone 6s Plus, this phone will have a better battery life, a better camera, better screen. So yeah, that is definitely reasons where I would say to get it. But is that enough for you? That's up to you. Any word on the Gear S3? I talked about this last week, but I don't think the Gear S3 will come out till the Note comes out. Then it'll come out then. Will the titanium gray color be too reflective in direct sunlight? Will the black be more immersed in media composition? I think the black will be more immersive. Personally, I mean, the black does look really good, for sure. But yeah, I really like the device so far. I have not held the gray color or silver as they're calling it, so we'll see. Um, LG disabled SD on as onboard storage. Did Samsung follow suit? No, Samsung did not follow suit. You can have it as onboard storage. At least the international version I have. Whether carriers will change that on the US model, I cannot say yet. I do not have that yet, so can't say. I'm interested, but we don't know yet. Um, will you be using the S7 or S7 Edge as your primary line? Love the show, by the way. Thank you. Um, Brandon, I will be using the S7 Edge as my primary device. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try that out. I always have two lines, so I have a main line and a tester line. So, you know, whatever phone I'm trying out and reviewing for you guys. The tester line I have been using for the S7. However, my primary line currently is still the Note 5, just because the S7, although it's much better than the S6, it's not quite there for me as a power user when it comes to battery life and screen size. So I will try the S7 Edge as my primary device. I'm going to switch in my Note 5 to get the S7 Edge. Hi Ricky, can you tell me what is good app for encrypting your phone? I want to sell my S6 Edge and get the S7. You know, I haven't messed around with encryption that much. You can encrypt it through the built-in encryption, which is under settings and I believe under security, and you can encrypt the phone from there. But it's kind of, you have to know what to do, so yeah. Sorry, I'm just making sure. And again, someone's back. Little dickhead is back. Sorry. I'm just really annoyed by him now. And he keeps just basically getting new user accounts. Okay. Sorry, apparently I just have to keep checking every 5 minutes because this douchebag keeps coming in the chat and messing everything up. Yeah, no, I completely agree, Eric. This person is just trolling completely, and yeah, it's really horrible. Um, yeah. What's your opinion on the S7 Edge and Note 5? I want to buy a new phone, and I can't decide between them. Well, I'm going to be reviewing and comparing them. Hey, look at my Deadpool shirt. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing and comparing them. But I can't say which one is better yet because I don't have the S7 Edge yet. Will it be improvement on battery life and camera quality? Camera quality, I can already tell you, the S7 is an improvement compared to the Note 5 on camera quality, and we have tests, and I'll show you the difference. However, when it comes to definitely the battery life, that's what I have to see. What is the best, safest downloaded or YouTube downloaded app? The best app to download YouTube videos is called TubeMate. It is not on the Play Store, so you just have to Google it and just type in TubeMate, and I think it's tubemate.net is the website, and it downloads it from a different app store compared to the Google Store, and there you have it. They update it very frequently. I would say about once a month it gets an update, and it's amazing, and I use it every single time I want to download a YouTube video. Am I getting? I have jump. The only bad thing is I have to drop like 150. I just had to pay 160 bucks on my Note 5 because it's a 64 gig. So I'm right there with you. I know how it feels. Does the S7 have a theme still? Do you know if the Note 6 is coming out? Why did they make the S7 smaller than the Note 5 or so? I'm guessing the S7 Edge is what you meant. So, first of all, does the S7 have themes still? Yes, it does. It does have themes. Do you know if the Note 6 is coming out? The Note 6 won't come out till probably August or around that time period. Why did they make the S7 smaller than the Note 5? There's no really good answer for why they made the S7 Edge smaller compared to the Note 5. There is no really good answer for that, so I cannot say it's particularly why. My thing is that I'm just so pissed that we don't have a IR blaster again, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, sorry. Have to keep checking. I have to keep checking the whole troll situation because yeah, it's getting out of hand. So, but everything's okay right now. How much is the S7 Edge? As of right now, Samsung has not said the official pricing on it yet, but my guess is it'll be around $799, $780, depending on the carrier that you're going with. What's the best? Sorry, I already answered that for the YouTube downloader. Do you know about the price of the Gear 360? No. Both LG and Samsung have kept that very hush hush. That is going to be big. because from what I hear about the Gear 360, it's apparently supposed to be like a GoPro. Like they are going after GoPro. They're gonna put like a enclosure on it, water, like all this kind of stuff. And think about it. Do you want to do a regular video or do you want to do a 360 video? It's a really kind of tempting way of thinking about it. So yeah, I'm very interested in the Gear 360. I am actually getting married, as most of you guys know who watch this show weekly, this year. I would love to have a 360 video of my wedding. Why not? So I'm very interested. What will happen? We'll have to wait and see. No price point yet. When can you buy the S7? The release date for the S7 is going to be March 11th. They have said that on AT&T, on T-Mobile, and everything. And the pre-order date is 2 days from now. Tuesday will be the pre-order date. So that's when everyone will start having their pre-orders on the 23rd. So yes. Can you explain the cooling system of the S7? Did you announce the winners yet? So two things. So one, the cooling system, although I cannot particularly explain it because it hasn't been explained to me except for the announcement when I was seeing it. It basically is that they do have liquid inside of it. So it is effectively, yes, liquid cooling. And basically it's supposed to go back and forth between it in order to cool it. It basically uses a heatsink pipe, and that liquid goes through it to basically cool it. And that's it. That's the entire thing for how the cooling system works on the S7. Did I announce the winners yet? So he's talking about for the 4-year anniversary giveaway. The winners have not been announced. I did record the video actually right before this. And one of the winners is in the chat. You know what? I'll let you know now. Eric, you're actually a winner. If I'm not mistaken, you won the gamepad. So congratulations on that. I will be doing the official video and we'll be emailing the winners shortly after. But we do have a winner right in the chat. So it's always random, guys. It's random every time. And just so you know, you can win. All right. Because I just recorded it and I saw that name and I was like, oh man, he's here and he's gonna be the winner. So yeah, you'll know that's him. Is black more black or is still black blue color? Which carriers will have which colors? AT&T only had the black and white Note 5. It is black. It's actually Samsung's first black phone since the S2. Every single other black phone has been a black-blue phone, or a blue phone since the S3. This is the first all-black color, so it is purely black as a phone. So yeah, you have a black color all around. And all carriers will be getting the same colors as of right now. So again, black and gold for the S7, S7 Edge, black, gold, and silver. Is there any option to turn off the camera sound on the Note 5 other than putting the whole phone on silent? No, that is the only way to do it. You have to put the phone on silent or on vibrate. So yeah. Do you recommend any new Android phone that has an IR blaster because Samsung doesn't use it anymore? I didn't see if LG kept theirs, honestly. I didn't see if they kept theirs. If they didn't, I hate this trend. I really do. I hate the trend of the IR blaster. The only thing I could say is that I did what needed to be done for my side. I needed something with my phone, so I got the Harmony remote. Definitely something that I recommend doing if you're in the same situation, or you can get one of those little IR adapters and then get a third-party app to be able to control it. The IR adapters cost about 20 bucks, 30 bucks if you get it. I might do a review on one just because this is getting to that point where you don't have IR blasters on your phones anymore. Do you like the waterproof feature, or would you prefer a drop, shatter, crack proof feature? Honestly, drop, crack, or shatterproof isn't ever. I mean, all phones eventually break in glass. The main thing about the Motorola is that yes, it's more durable, but I feel that the screen takes a hit because of it. Like the screen does not look as good on the Motorola Droid 2, or sorry, Turbo 2, because of that. So that's not a sacrifice I would be willing to make. Would most people? Absolutely. Most people would rather have that. I am more looking forward to us having bendable OLED screens that just don't have glass, so they can't break. That's what I'm looking forward to. How's the RAM management on Marshmallow? Much, much better on Marshmallow. I always have a gig to 2 gigs free on the S7 so far while I've been testing it. Um, how better is the camera compared to the S6? Can you post some sample shots? Yes, I will be posting a camera comparison shortly, but it will most likely be next week, and we'll be recording a lot of videos. I have already 20 hidden features for the S7, so lots of fun stuff, lots of new stuff that other phones haven't had before for hidden features. So definitely some cool stuff. Samsung has put in some things called the Galaxy Labs, which is kind of interesting. It's stuff they're testing out, and really stuff I'm very interested in. What when is the latest software update coming to out to our Note 5? Is Jelly Bean, I think. So yeah, again, same thing. Marshmallow isn't coming out till later. Um, Ricky, does the S7 get hot like the S6 used to? No, the S7 has thus far not gotten hot at all. Although the thing I do like about it is that it does tell you now that if you do use fast charging, it can get hot. But it has not gone hot yet on me. So we'll see how that keeps going on more of a month basis to see just how good that is. Do you think T-Mobile will ship the S7 earlier than the release date like they did last year with the S6? It's possible. Generally, when you get a shipping date, you can get it earlier. Since you already know so much about the Note 6, do you think it's going to be 5.7 or 5.8 or 5.9? 5.8. Yep. All right. Do you think Samsung should eliminate the Note line and add an S Pen to the Edge line? No. Again, I talked about this last time, but they can't do that. It's one of the reasons why I don't think the Note 6 will be, I still don't think it'll be water resistant. And that's just because the pen adds some complications. One is you have to nano coat a shit ton more compared to nano coating just 2 small holes. You have to nano coat an entire hole that goes up your entire phone. It's a lot harder to do and a lot more costly. So I do not believe that that will happen for that reason. And also, I just don't think that they have enough space for the edge display. The edge display, again, the two ends meet, and you have to get you have no space for anything with the S Pen and the edge display. That's why the S Pen's always all the way to the side, and you can't do an S Pen where your edges are. So you have to put it more in the middle or more a little to the side. But then you have your battery, you have your power connector, you have your processor, you have your RAM, all that have to meet in the same space. So it just won't work. At least unless Samsung technicians come up with something interesting. Uh, Sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A lot of questions came up. Um, I know it's not a tech question, but congrats on your wedding. Thank you. I appreciate that. So far, when are you using the phone, do you feel the battery has really improved over the S6? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It has definitely improved since the S6. So a lot better. When do you think the Stylo 2 will come out for Boost Mobile? I'm not sure if it will come out for Boost Mobile. It could, but I'm not sure if it will come out for Boost Mobile at this time. They just announced it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, so I just don't know if it will come out for it or not. I will get my Gear VR tomorrow. What's your opinion about it? But unfortunately, I will wait till 11 to buy the S6 Edge. I mean, if you're gonna buy the S7, or sorry, if you're gonna buy the S7 Edge, you know you get a free Gear VR with it. It's while supplies last, so you might have to wait till the 11th to see, and hopefully you can still get it. But yeah, you know you get a free Gear VR with the S7 Edge. So don't buy it. Try to get it free, because why not? Do you think the Note 5 and S6 Edge Plus will drop when the S7, S7 Edge come out? I think the S6 Edge Plus will go out. I don't think they're going to keep it. It's the highest priced phone by far, and now the S7 Edge is better than it. So I think that will go away. I honestly think the S6 Edge Plus will go away. It will drop in price before it goes, but it will go away. I don't think the Note 5 needs to drop in price just because they never do drop in price when the S series comes out. I'm gonna wait for China and India to come out with a $10 smartphone. That $4 smartphone didn't work out so well, so I don't know about that. I'm really pissed they still didn't put the IR blaster. I really use it on my Note 4. I know, same here. Same here. Yeah, you can get an IR adapter if you Google it. IR adapter for a smartphone. There's lots of them. There's lots of them, and it just basically you download an app that works with the IR blaster, and you can control your electronics just like you can with the built-in one. Is the S7 Edge smaller than the S6 Edge Plus? Yes, it is. I know they say it's the same size, but from the videos it looks smaller. Good job, bro, liking this video. So yeah, so it is smaller. It's a 5.5 inch screen, not a 5.7 inch screen. So the S7 Edge is a smaller device compared to the S6 Edge Plus. I hate that name. I'm glad it died. Ricky, what do you think about the VR capabilities on the new S7? I have not tried the S7 on the VR simply because I do not like a smaller screen on the VR. So I will be waiting until I get the S7 Edge before I put it in the VR. Did they get rid of the buttons on the back with the G5? The G5 has the volume rocker on the side, but the back button is still a power button on the back, and that's a fingerprint scanner as well. So you have one button on the back instead of 3 buttons on the back now. Thanks for answering all the questions. Whoa. Sorry, sometimes when I scroll, like it just like automatically loads all of your other questions, and then it kind of scrolls all the way down. Does the S7 have an IR blaster? No, it does not. Is there any difference between with 3D videos formats or 360 that the VR on the Note 5 does not support, or are they all supported? All 360 videos are supported the same. Any cool cases for the S7 Edge? I have not gotten them yet. I am emailing all the manufacturers that I do have the products. So we will be reviewing a lot of cases out there in the market, and they will be coming shortly. When the Note 6 comes out, are you going to get it? Of course I'm going to get it. The Note series is my series. I have loved it every single year. Every single year for the past 3 years, it's won top smartphone of the year, and it's always great. So yeah. Does the S7 have an IR blaster? No. No FM radio either. Alcatel Idol 4S really surprised me, especially with the speakers on both sides. The Alcatel Idol 4S is amazing. I'm in talks with Alcatel about getting the phone. Hopefully by the time it comes out, we will be getting it. How much is the S7? Is the S7 Plus out now? So again, there is no S7 Plus. It's only the S7 and S7 Edge. The S7 is expected to be around $680 to $699 depending on your carrier and country. And the S7 should be $100 more, so $780, $799 again depending on your carrier and country. The Note Edge had a pen. Can Samsung duplicate that? Yes, they could duplicate that, but then you have only one side. Does that make sense? You only have one edge display when everyone's fallen in love with both edge displays. Will you put a case skin or leaving it naked? I will put a case on it. I do like my phones with a case, so I will have a case on it. Why was USB-C not included? I'm guessing you mean on the S7 because the G5 does have Type-C. And again, the reason why I heard from Samsung was that they wanted it to be compatible with the Gear VR that is currently out on the market, and they will not change the Gear VR till the next launch, so that's around the Note time. How does TouchWiz feel on the S7? Same as the Note 5? A bit more refined, and they've taken a lot of the bloatware out. So the biggest instance I can tell you is the music app is not on there anymore. Why? Because they have Google Music. So they are taking off redundancies, and hopefully they'll only continue to keep doing that on further TouchWiz iterations. Can you make a detailed video on the Note 5 with the Gear VR, like how to put videos on different formats and play it? I love the one hidden features. Thanks, sir. I'll see about that. Right now, it's so much going on. You have to understand how many videos I have to do in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, this month till basically the end of March is going to be really busy for me. So I will do my best to do as many videos as we can, but I do not know if I will be able to get to the Gear VR by that time. Can you receive calls on your Samsung tablet that comes on your Samsung phone? Yes, you use SideSync. Basically, when you launch SideSync, it connects both devices so that when someone calls you on here, you can pick it up on your tablet and answer it on your tablet. You can also text message from your tablet and share photos that way, everything. You can launch your camera from your tablet, and you can launch the smartphone camera. So you can do a lot with Smart Switch. Or not Smart Switch. Did I say Smart Switch? SideSync. It's been a long night, guys. Need more coffee. Thank you for putting up with us and all the questions. Absolutely. Yes, Harmony Remote is an alternative to the missing IR Blaster. If you look, I've done a video on Harmony. Just search my channel and type in Harmony, and I did a review on the Harmony app and receiver. The receiver, brand new, goes for $100. If you get it used, you can probably get it at 50, 70 bucks. But that way you can use it for every smartphone and tablet device you have at home. Is the fingerprint scanner faster and more accurate on the S6? I would say so. I've only started using it for a little bit, but I mean, so far it's getting it very quickly. I mean, very quickly so far. Any news on Marshmallow update for the Note 5? Again, Marshmallow update will probably be coming in April on the Note 5. Is the fast charging on the S7 faster than the S6? Yes, it is. It's slightly faster, but mainly it has fast wireless charging, which the S6 did not. Will you be doing a speed test with the S7 and iPhone 6s? I haven't done speed tests before. I don't know if I'll be doing it soon, just because I don't know right now. It's a lot of videos to come up. So they took off Milk Music. Hi, can you please include benchmarks on your test? More benchmarks on your test, such as separate CPU and GPU test. Well, I did a GPU test with the Mark 3D test, and I did do a CPU test. However, with the CPU test, it's through Geekbench. So there is a Geekbench test, which only tests CPU, and there is a GPU test, which is test 3D Mark. So that is on my benchmark test for the S7. So they took off Milk Music. Yes, Milk Music is not built in. So yeah. So yes. I think that's everything. Does the S7 will keep the app in the background like the iPhone 6s? I have not tested that enough, so I will have to get back to you on that. Still need to do more testing on there. All right, guys. I think I answered all of your questions. There was a lot of questions today. Kept going rapid fire. It was just like rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. Uh, you should put a sign. Marshmallow will come out. I might put a sign back here like Marshmallow will come out on the 5 in April. That's hilarious. Good job, Leonard. That's hilarious, man. But yeah. Is Samsung Pay improved or did it stay the same? Samsung Pay I never had any issues with, so I'm not sure how it need to be improved. Besides getting more banks, that's what they need to do more so. But this is the international version of the S7 that I got, so I cannot actually put Samsung Pay on here, as Samsung Pay is not available in the country of the phone I was sent. Can I play Milk Music on the Gear S2 instead of the phone? Yeah, you can. Well, which Gear S2 do you have? The Gear S2 connected device, I can play Milk Music without the phone. The Gear S2 Bluetooth version, I don't believe you can. What if we put a backstrap holding the Note 5? Will it still work? A backstrap for holding the Note 5. Oh, kind of like one of those holders things, like when you put your fingers in it. It should still work if that's the only thing you have on it. But if you have a case on top of that, no. And it just can't be any metal. It can't be any metal. Yeah, the Gearus. Just so many trolls, man. So many trolls. So many trolls, so little time. Alright. Can I run multiple app windows on the S7? Yes, you can. You still have split screen capability. That did not go away. Although I heard that did go away on the G5. I'm not sure of that. I have to check on it. But I heard that that went away on the G5. If that did, that does not bode well. So yeah. Alright, guys. We'll leave it at that. A lot of questions answered. A lot of still stuff I have to do tonight. I will be uploading the contest winners. So yeah, we'll upload that really shortly. And Eric, as I said, you are the winner. So make sure to check out the Mainstream Movie Guy for the winner announcement. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for everything. And yeah, I will see you guys soon next week. And lots of videos coming this week on everything about the new products. So stay tuned for the channel. There's so much S7, S7 Edge, and LG G5 videos coming out over the next 3 weeks that you guys will definitely have every video you could want. Thank you guys always for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android.